Hello everyone, welcome to Zenith. We are discussing Unit 1, that is Introduction to Accounting, as highlighted in this slide, taken from the list of topics given in ISC Accounts Class 11. To know the list of topics that are being discussed in detail, please watch my previous videos on Introduction to Accounting Class 11 and 12. Today we are discussing Lesson 2 of Unit 1, that is System of Accounting. The topics that we would be discussing in System of Accounting are System of Accounting, Advantages of Accounting and Limitations of Accounting. Coming to the first topic, System of Accounting, it consists of two systems, that is Double Entry System of Accounting and Single Entry System of Accounting. Before we get into the details of double entry system or single entry system of accounting, I would like to give you all an example. And before we understand this example given in this slide, I would suggest you to go through my previous video on Lesson 1 of Unit 1. That is Introduction to Accounting, because that video has topics which are relevant for the current video. In my previous video, there is a particular topic called Attributes and Steps of Accounting, where I've mentioned that in accounts, we record each and every transaction that is of financial character, which means a transaction that basically involves money. Also, please note that in accounts, we always have two legs to a transaction, that is debit aspect and credit aspect. As of now, just try to get hold of these two terms, but we would be discussing them in detail later. Now coming to our example, let's say you are purchasing headphones for 5,000 rupees, as you can see in this slide. There are two things to be understood here. The first thing is you need to determine whether this transaction is of a financial character. The answer is yes, since this transaction involves money. The second thing is you need to determine whether there are two legs to this transaction. The answer is yes. Now you need to know how there are two legs to this transaction. So we can see in the slide that we are making a purchase of headphones by spending rupees 5,000. So 5,000 is going out of my pocket and headphones worth rupees 5,000 is coming in as represented by arrows. So these two aspects, which we are calling it as debit and credit aspects, are treated as a transaction and is to be recorded in the books of accounts. I hope we are clear with this example. Coming to System of Accounting, first system is double entry system, which says System of Accounting which recognizes and records both aspects, that is debit and credit, of a financial transaction. If you relate this point to our example, we understand that we are recording both debit and credit aspects of a financial transaction. The second point says it is a principle of dual aspect and is universally applied in accounting, which means that the double entry system of accounting is widely accepted and mostly used, and moreover it is a dual aspect, that means it records both debit and credit aspects of a financial transaction. The next system of accounting is single entry system of accounting, which says all transactions are not recorded on double entry basis, and it is also defined as a system which is an incomplete double entry system. The system is not widely used. However, there is one particular chapter which is based totally on single entry system of accounting, which we would be discussing later. Coming to the next topic, advantages of accounting. The first one is financial information about business. That is, when you're preparing accounts on a regular basis, it provides you information about profit or loss and also the financial position of the business at the end of every accounting period. The next point is assistance to management. So it assists the management in drawing business plans, making business strategies, making business decisions, etc. The third point is facilitates comparative study. So since you're maintaining accounts on a regular basis or on a systematic basis, it enables you to compare one year's results with the other years, and also it helps you to locate factors leading to the changes. The next point, it helps you to facilitate settlement of tax liabilities. That is, preparing accounts on a systematic basis helps you to settle income tax, excise duty, etc. on a regular basis. Next point, it facilitates settlement of tax liabilities. That is, a systematic recording of accounts helps you to settle income tax or excise duty, etc. since the transactions are recorded properly. Coming to the next point, facilitates loans. Loan is granted by banks and financial institutions based on the performance of the company, and hence accounts makes it possible to record the information with respect to performance. The last point, it helps in partnership accounts. That is, at the time of admission or retirement and death of a partner or dissolution of the firm, the accounting records that you prepare provides a basis to reach a settlement among the partners. The next topic is limitations of accounting. The first point, it ignores qualitative elements. Since accounts is confined only to monetary matters, that is, it considers only the financial transactions, qualitative elements such as quality of management staff, industrial relations, etc. are ignored. The next point may lead to window dressing. Here the term window dressing means manipulation of accounts to conceal the vital facts and presenting the financial statement to show a better position than what it actually is. Third point is unrealistic information. Accounting information may not be realistic since accounting statements are prepared following the accounting concepts and conventions. These accounting concepts and conventions are very important, which I will be discussing them in detail in a separate video. The fourth point, that is, accounting is not fully exact. Accounting is not fully exact in spite of the fact that most of the transactions are recorded on the basis of evidence. We might have to use some estimates for ascertaining profit or loss. For example, estimating the useful life of an asset, or providing for doubtful debts or net realizable value of closing stock, etc. These are some examples because of which our estimates that we have determined could go wrong. So finally, these are the topics that are included in System of Accounting. If you like the content that is being uploaded on this channel, please like and share it among your friends, and also subscribe to it. Thank you.